Geez, that little break makes it feel so weird to go live. I wonder if I should use my headset. I don't know. Let's wait for a few people to show up. Welcome, everyone. So how is everyone doing? It's been a few days. Hang on just one moment. Okay, sorry about that. Anyways, how is everyone? We're going to get into things. We've got some interesting things to touch on. I just want to say also, we all surely have seen that Julissa Fuentes has been found. It's extremely, extremely tragic and absolutely breaks my heart. Hey, missing and unidentified. How are you, darling? But like I was saying, Julissa was found. I don't know if you've watched the press conference or not. I did want to kind of watch it with you guys real quickly. Her father's message is just so very heavy and beautiful. The sentiment behind it is just beautiful. Hey, Cambry, how are you? So give me a moment. I'm going to pull that up. Okay, hold on. Let me take down our music slightly here. I want it interfering. Have you guys seen the press conference already? Yes, it is so sad. I mean, I was legitimately in tears. What he said, well, let's pull it up. What he said, though, just absolutely touched home for me. When he was speaking about how he told the chief of police to go after Julissa like as if it was his daughter. And oh my heavens, you all see just in a moment what I'm talking about, but it's just so heavy and deep and beautiful. Okay. Alrighty, it's loading up here. Julissa Fuentes. It's sad, I'm glad that the family has answers and that, it won't go on for years and years, her missing and them not knowing, what has happened. That would be devastating. But I know we all wish that she was alive and could be brought back safely. Of course, I mean, that's what we want in every case where anyone goes missing. All right, is this going to show where Joey talks? Is that really okay? It is. I'm going to start here with the chief of police. Or, well, we'll start with this lady, I guess. So I don't want to be rude. Okay. Share my screen with you guys. Welcome, everybody. They had me in tears. The father was so grateful. Absolutely, Melody. How are you, darling? See, creative, intuitive. Hey, love. Had a busy night, but wanted to hope. Oh, thank you. I'm so sorry I didn't make it to your live the other evening. I meant to, I promise. It's just with the birthday and everything, it was crazy, wasn't it? I had girls with me. Like I had a sleepover, girls, for 3 days straight, and then we also had the party. And it was just, yeah, it wasn't bad. The girls all got along. It was all full of positivity, but let's watch this. It is heavy, so I'm gonna let you know. Trigger warning. I'm glad you're doing good, but trigger warning. Any parents that have lost children, and maybe you might not want to see this because it really is like super sad, super emotional, and it is super touching. All right. Yeah, they're just so grateful, and it's beautiful. It's his message is heard for sure. Maybe I should skip ahead just a little. Okay.
Being in attendance today, I first want to thank the Sheriff's Department, Fresno Police Department, the FBI, Reedley Police Department, the Sanger Police Department, and all the numerous agencies throughout this nation that helped us follow up on tips. And
first of all, can you guys hear that? Let me know if you can hear it when it was playing, because I've been having issues with that lately, and I just want to be sure. Oh, you can? Okay. Let's turn off the music, though. Yeah, it was playing.
Leads as we navigated this investigation. So just to recap, Ms. Fuentes was reported as a missing person on August 8, 2022. Her family was extremely concerned that she did not come back home. She wasn't answering her phone, which was very uncommon for Ms. Fuentes. Once they reported this case, that Ms. Fuentes was missing on August 8th, we began to write search warrants for cell phones, look at social media platforms in an attempt to locate Ms. Fuentes. After numerous search warrants and reviewing data over the last...
From what I'd gathered from what he says, it seems that someone tipped them off that it was possible that she may have been involved in an accident somehow, and then he went out that way, and was looking for places where she could have went off the road, and you might not be able to find the vehicle. And I'll let him finish.
Few months, we really did not see a lot of activity beyond the August 8th date. That being said, I would like to thank, and I absolutely have to acknowledge the great work that the Fuentes family did in getting information out about their...
Another thing I want to note is just how the bond between this chief of police, who promised Joey that he would go at it like he was searching for his own daughter, the bond that they have, like the connection, you can see that he actually really cared and really wanted to bring her home. And he did. That's what good officers do. They go at it like they're fighting fire. And I want to thank him myself.
Their daughter across this nation. It was absolutely phenomenal, their reach and their ability to get that kind of information out in such a short amount of time. The numerous people, citizens that volunteered of their own time with their own resources to go out and search for Ms. Fuentes was huge. Very impressive how
they're all grateful, and it can really be seen. One moment. Okay. Here's where he talks about locating her and just how hard it was. The terrain was just so rough. 250 feet and over a cliff, then over another cliff. It's just so sad.
And her vehicle went off the side of the road, up off of Trimmer Springs Road, what I would describe as the northern part of Pine Flat Lake. At that time, we were able to come back and reconnect with the sheriff's office and the search and rescue team, who then went out last night till at least midnight and rappelled down a 250-foot cliff to recover Ms. Fuentes. So, again, this was a joint effort by all of our law enforcement agencies. Our investigators did a phenomenal job of researching tons and tons of digital data, trying to locate Ms. Fuentes, and we will.
All right, let's see.
So they're down 200 feet, then they go down another cliff beyond that. There really were no remnants of the vehicle on the side of that hill where she was located. It was just a perfect storm. Someone couldn't try to hide a car better than that. It's just very unfortunate. And once we get pictures of that area, it'll be very evident how something can get lost up there very easily.
I know IckedMel pulled up the map out there at Pine Flat Lake, and then you could see the road. And it really, like he was saying, it really doesn't give a good picture on just what it would be like with all the foliage and whatnot.
It's really mountainous terrain.
Yeah, but it's really mountainous terrain, which I'm sure most of you have seen it. And it's just really unfortunate that that's what happened. I know they said that they thought, like you can see him, he'll look back at Joey when he says that he thought that she fell asleep. Right here's that moment. And I thought this was something that really stuck out to me in the press conference.
I think she'd been up all night and just fell asleep and was tired, and
you know, really showing respect to Jalissa and her memory, you know. And I thought that was beautiful. He looked back at the father to assure that he was being respectful. Okay, let's get to Joey. So like I said, it is so, like, his message is heard loud and clear.
I'm the father of Jalissa Fuentes.
You can hear it in his voice, the pain, you know, burrowed deep in his gut from a grown man there that has lost his baby girl. It just so sad. My heart goes out to this family. My prayers, and if there's anything in this world that we can do, I will do it as at the drop of a hat. If there's anything we can do to provide comfort or to help, I would be absolutely honored to do so.
And first of all, I want to thank
silly commercials. You can set repeat they always pop up at the wrong time. Here we go.
I want to thank the community, not just the community, this whole nation. The cries and the war pain of my wife and my sisters and my family was heard around this whole country. They didn't stop. They were persistent. And when this first happened with my daughter, I talked to Chief Alcrez. I told him man to man, I'm talking to you.
When he says Chief Alcrez, that is the chief of police that I was speaking about that spoke in the beginning.
You have a daughter? Do you have children? He told me, yes, I do, Joey. I go, I want you to go after my daughter. Like,
I also want to state that I believe Joey here. He is a really good speaker, even through the pain. And the pain comes through. You can hear it. But he is a very good public speaker. And I believe that that family, especially him, could maybe get into public speaking and have like a, what would that be? Like a foundation for Jalissa? Something like that.
She's your daughter, Chief. And you know what he told me? He was, I promise you, Joey. I promise you, I will find your daughter. At this time, we were hearing all kinds of stories. She was kidnapped, the cartels had her. There was so much stories out there, but he promised me.
Which is sad. I mean, with social media and YouTube and being able, like us creators, being able to broadcast the word about things like this, about missing people and what could have happened, and trying to brainstorm it and figure it out and solve. A lot of times, some creators sometimes go really far with things, right? The speculation can run rampant, and like people who you think would only speak factually, sometimes they speak like it's factual when it in fact is only theory. And you can imagine having your child missing and only wanting to think good thoughts, but you hear all these different thoughts coming from other minds. And I only imagine that it just destroys them. I want to read a couple of your comments because I was just trying to get through it and listen to him. It's just so sad. That had me in tears. Yes. Amazing. He found her. Yes. Hopefully she, that's hard to say that. Like but yeah, I'm hoping that she didn't feel a thing. I'm hoping it was just, instant and it was over with. I'm hoping she didn't know anything was happening. But like I told Eric, 250 feet, sure, if she was asleep, hopefully she didn't know. So Cambry, I agree with, I hope it was just over and no pain.
He was going to find my daughter. He didn't tell me. He couldn't tell me when.
Oh my God.
But he was going to find her. And he was the one that found her. He was a man of his word. And he's a young chief in the city of Salmo. He says he wants to change things around here. It's a small town, but he wants to make a change for the better. And I thank God he's my hero. He is my hero, and I known him for a while. But he was persistent, and his persistence paid off. Not only that, I know it was his love. And he went after her like it was hers. And once again, though, I thank all the community. I even thank the media. You kept my daughter out there. You kept her alive. We were her voice. And I'll forever love you guys for that. Thank you, guys.
listen to that. It's impossible. When I very first heard it, it's impossible not to get emotional, not to cry. They're going to show us, here.
They have the initial
the area where she was found.
But they came to another ledge at the end of that. They had to rappel
Sorry
again
about that.
Down to where the vehicle was. You could not see it from the lake. You could not see it from the road. Chief Alcarez found what he thought was the place where the car went off. He couldn't see the car from where he was. But we did send out some drones and discover it in very close range with the drone, able to see the vehicle.
So I'm happy that she was found. Like I said, this family now has answers. The outcome, though, is absolutely sad. It's not what we want. But Joey, like that family, I know they went on many different platforms and spoke. I really wish that I had been able to reach out to them. Kind of starting back, it's hard going to families that are in so much pain, and I don't want to cause any further pain, in anything. But here on out, I do want to get more involved with families and stuff and give them my platform to use as their own, to spread their word, just like them. They went on many different platforms, and I want to thank all of those people who provided their platform to that family. And you can see here just how grateful they are. And you would imagine if it was your child, you would be grateful. There's other families, sometimes maybe they don't have that same reaction. And even then, everybody reacts differently. Our emotions are different. We're none the same. Do you know what made them look there? He said, the chief of police stated that it was luck. He said, I got lucky. And he said that it was a one-car collision. He said that he felt that she fell asleep and went off of the road. And they stated that they were going through many forms of social media, different phones that they got warrants for, this and that. I am curious if they hadn't seen in some of the data, the phone data, that she was up in that area, maybe on Twitter, TikTok or something, and then just felt that, she'd been out all night and she had been at a party. She was having a bad night. She went to that gas station and purchased some things. And it was common for her to go out to these winery fields and then also up there at Pine Flat Lake. So I think circumstance combined with phone data, they just kind of put two and two together. And he said he was out looking at several locations that he felt a car could go off the road and then not be seen from the road or from the lake. And just so happened when they put that drone out there, they found it, and he got lucky, is what he said. I don't know if maybe there was someone that knew something and he's just saying that. I don't know that, because I have seen other people say that was a strange comment. But I'm just going to go with it and say it probably was luck. I mean, out there's probably, all these different spots they looked at, and that was just the one that where she had fell asleep and went off the road. And it's sad, and I just want to send my prayers and thoughts to the family. And all of these young people leaving the world so soon, it's always so sad. But I am grateful that everybody came together as a community and helped. I'm telling you, my voice has been cracking up so much lately. Good for him for not waiting for evidence to come in to him. Yeah, he took initiative. Like I said, like Joey said there, he wanted him to look for her as if it was his own daughter, and he did. And that's what police should do. They should, leave no pages unturned. I know that, in a place like Selma or out in California, these big places, it's different maybe. But even in these small counties where they don't got a lot going on, these officers, they act like they're always so busy and overworked and underpaid. And when you get into that field, you should be getting into it because you care about public safety, because you care about public wellness, and you want to make sure that you keep people safe. And that does happen to include having to search for people when they go missing. Or if you find the person and they've possibly been murdered, or it's a suspicious death, it is your job to do everything you can to provide answers to that family as if that family member that has passed is your family member. You know? And I wish more officers out there wanted to provide change like he did. And he's not just talking about it. He's not just saying these things at press conferences, as you see. He's actually doing it. He done the footwork like most officers do not do, especially any chief of police. Normally they leave it to their deputies, but he was actually on site looking at these different spots that he believed could have been the location she could have had the accident. So he is a hero. Just like AWP found Kiely, and, we said they were our heroes. Well, this gentleman, even though he's a cop, he's a super hero. Hey, Princess Megan. Welcome. All right, so we've got some other things to look at. I kind of made myself a few notes. I believe we'll just kind of go at it randomly, how we look at things. Okay, one moment. So I found another set of footage from the fire cams out at the state park, PLACER Family Campground and Reservoir. Stopping by to provide my support. Gotta run. Love you, Santa May. Thank you. Thank you. Love you so much. Okay. Anyways, I found some other footage on a channel called, hold on one moment. I want to give them a shout out. I'm not sure if this is the one yeah, this is it. It's called Conspiracy, or let's see. Yeah, is that what I'm saying? Okay. Conspiracy. So like conspiracy, but then they're saying it's like the T. I don't know about this creator's usual content. I just know that they put out a different camera angle of the lake and the lights going into the water. Obviously, this footage hasn't been cleared up or anything, so it's actually on the Tahoe donor website. And so it hasn't been changed in any way at all. And I wanted to show that to you guys. I'm going to flip our music back on real quick and we'll watch it without sound. Okay. Thank you, Zanime. Love you so much. I'm going to be putting a TikTok up tonight. She sent me a new camera to put on top of my computer so that I can show my face while we're doing these lives, which, I can now. It's just that I want to come live. I don't want to have to get ready every time or decide not to go. So if it's important, we're going to talk about it. So let's do this. Do you want to watch the footage that we've already seen to get a quick refresh before we compare them? Or do you just want me to go with it and show you the new footage that I found? We'll just go with it. And then we'll look back at the old footage. Okay. This is the Tahoe Downer website, Alert California. Video duration 30:18 to 52:51. Vehicle lights appear at 32:10. Vehicle lights disappear at 34:35. These times match Alder Hill cameras. This is just a different angle, same date, same time, same activity. And I did link their channel below in this video. Hey, you are riding home with her, right? Yeah. Tomorrow. And you're going to come in and get ready for the game. Okay, love you. Sorry, you guys. So it's harder to really tell what you're looking at in this video, obviously, but it shows what happened. It's just a different angle, and I thought it was important for us to see. I don't know if you saw it already. I don't know if someone else found this and then put it out after, but I was going to bring this to you, I don't know, a day or so ago, and it was just so hectic, and I just couldn't get it done. Not the way that I wanted to do it, anyway. So, we'll watch it and then we'll watch back, you know, where it goes in. I can't remember the exact. Let's see. Gotta find the timestamp here. All right, we're at 34. So it should have just went down if it's exactly the same. Okay, hang on. And the timestamp for this will be located right down there on the bottom right-hand corner. I didn't go back quite far enough. Because I remembered it being like at 33 seconds. It should be right here. Somewhere along this. Okay. So we're at 32. Remember, there was 2 other vehicles there. And then she was like in the forefront. Okay, there goes the light going dim. So that is exact timing. And then you've got the car that was behind her on that road, and then you had the other vehicle that was coming from the opposite direction. Okay. Now you see all those other lights. I got to thinking about the cars, how they kind of went back and forth and were driving, you know, they were there when she went in, they were there before she went in, and then came back after. What do you guys think about this? What if they were canvassing the area? Now, this is just a theory, me speculating and wondering, okay? Could be absolutely nothing. But after looking at it again and speaking with a former coworker of mine, he said that it did appear like they could have been canvassing the area just to be assured that nobody else was around and would see what was going on. And that made sense to me. Because it was suspicious, and that's all I thought about it, really. I thought, man, this is suspicious. Then I had that little thought. I showed it to him, and that's exactly what he thought. So I don't know, you know, for sure, but it could be nothing. It could actually be nothing. And we're getting closer to really getting, hopefully, some answers. But I have questions about the fact that there were cameras out there anyway, because we were all told early on that there were no cameras. Do you remember that? So let me get out of here. I'm gonna come back to you, and then we're gonna look at the original. Oh my God, did I not show it to you guys? Yeah, I did. Okay, good. All right. Hey, Justin, can you show the new video? Okay, Johnny, that was the new footage. I'll show you the original one that we found from the first set of cameras, the fire cameras, and then once again I'll bounce back to the 33 time marker and show you it again. Okay, here we go. Let's bring up the original one that we found first. I'm just going to show you it from my own, that way. Okay, so we're going to start at 30 seconds here. Maybe I ought to go to Gray's channel and we'll watch it from there, because this doesn't appear very clear. Well, I think it might be clear. I'm not sure. Let's see. Okay. We're at 32. Okay, here she, okay. And then there it goes. Absolutely sad, so sad. And you can see over here to the left, you can kind of see some lights. Well, in this video, as it went on, it then showed a wider angle, and you could actually see that car sitting back there. See, this would be, okay, so this is 42 seconds. So this is after, but here's the car coming out from both sides. And I remember at the wider angle, you could see the car that was behind her coming from that one direction. Then you could see the car sitting out of the frame from down on the shore. And they just go back and forth. It's really strange. Okay, we'll start, let's see. Not clear at all. Let's prank him with, okay, here we go. Maybe I ought to go to Gray's video so we can start it back over. See it 30 seconds. They're like looking around. Or well, 31, yeah, 30 minutes. So it would have been like 12:30, then we're at 12:30, 1:58, 12:32. So before she went in, it was like the area was canvassed. After she went in, they come back. But you can see her coming down. It seems pretty quickly. And then just going in right here. Now let's go back and watch the other one. Okay. And look at the timestamp in there. 36, 34, 33. Okay. Now, so we're at 30, 31:48. Watch the lights. I know it's different. It's not as clear, but same angle, like not same angle, different angle, but it's the same activity, same timestamp. And you can see the other two sets of lights as well as Kiely's. Okay. The one in the middle there, it's going to get ready and go dim any second now, right? And gone. So at 33, like 45, we'll say the lights were completely out. Had you guys seen that other set of footage, like the other cam? Hey, Aries Dragon, how are you, my love? Oh, you guys are the best. And thanks for coming, Johnny. I appreciate it. But had everybody saw that? I found it and I thought maybe this is something I should bring up because, there's so many different people now, especially that are creating videos and doing lives on true crime. And a lot of times, these smaller channels, they don't get seen. They might find something really big, but then another big creator will see it and they pick it up and they take it and they don't give them credit. So that's something I will not do. If I find it, I will be sure to share the channel and who found it first or whatever. Brandy Ann, I haven't seen it. Did you see it just now as we looked at it? If not, I can play it back. Because it's I don't know. I mean, I'm not gonna say this or that, but it is suspicious. However, we don't know for sure anything, right? So I'm not going to blame no one certain person for nothing. And nobody should be doing that, but they do. But I will say it is suspicious, and it does appear that the area was canvassed before the car went in, and that then they done their sweeps afterwards, just to be sure that nobody showed up like they saw it, But I am curious on your thoughts. Just please don't accuse nobody or anything, okay? Now, what did I have next? Let's see. I wanted to go over some things that Blender had said and showed the other day. Did I buy cigarettes today? No, but we had a bunch. We don't have any. Here's a pack. Okay. Oh no, I seen the one you just showed. I thought there was another one. There's two. So there's two separate videos. Let's see. I'll show you what I'm talking about. So first, this is what everybody saw. It was put out by Gray. Let's see, the Gray Investigates, something like that. I had linked his channel for this. Let's see if I've got it down here. I always do my very best to remember to share their links. Yeah, okay. So at Gray Hughes Investigates, he originally put this out. He was the first person to put it out that I found, and especially going off the dates and stuff. He's the smaller creator, but he was the first. So I used his channel. I tagged him. I shared his stuff. It's such a sad thing, but it's so important because when this first happened, we were told there were no cameras. But so this is the footage we saw first. And then this like kind of darker one from a different angle here on the actual downer side. It was just shared after. It was shared afterwards. It was shared October 9th. Maybe it was actually shared before and nobody found it. No, it was shared after. Okay, good. Yeah. So I found that and I thought, wow, that's interesting. So Plunder brings this up in one of her latest videos that I had saw anyways. She was talking about how there is a creator, influencer, or person that gets online, and creates some form of social media entertainment type the ordeal. And they had been big advocates for AWP to go out and search for Kiely in the beginning. And they were really, I guess, dead set for them to get the reward that was being offered, right? And although AWP didn't state that they were doing it for the reward or that they wanted the reward, I'm assuming that they thought since there wasn't a reward for her being found that, the family would make sure they got it, is what I'm trying to say. Jared was on Zap Girl with Ryan, if you remember or you recall. And he was talking about how once before they had had to threaten lawsuit to get the reward, which is kind of deep, muggy water, in my opinion. How can you put that out there without having a lot of backlash to say that you were going to sue a family that lost their child over funds that were donated from other people, right? And with what was going on from Ryan Upchurch's camp, them saying, oh, it was done for the GoFundMe, yada, 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 yada. Of course, the family felt the need to have those refunded to the people that sent them so that, the whole conspiracy and all that junk would go away because they were saying Kiely was fake. And so I think that's really important to note that the GoFundMe money wasn't actually that wasn't Lindsay's money. Like Kiely's family, that wasn't money out of their pocket, right? It was the money that they were trying to put up for her being found. But again, another thing about it is Lindsay Rodni Neiman, or Neiman Rodney, didn't actually put up any of these things saying she didn't create the GoFundMe. She didn't do any of that. Did she go on the news and say that there was a reward and beg for her daughter to be found? Yes, she did. But the way that it was explained from Plunder here, I just wanted to make that a note. She didn't bring up all the pressure from what Ryan and his crack squad was doing at that time. See, oh no. See, to me, it doesn't look suspicious at all. On camera distance, look different and retrospective. Someone may realize now what it was, what they couldn't figure out, but they saw. I heard somewhere that anyone can pull this footage if you know. Yeah, you can go. Apparently, you can go to that website and pull it. I think that if you do it, though, that you're putting your privacy at risk because you have to go in through like a back wall or some crap like that is what I've heard. So I didn't even attempt it. I'd just rather lift these smaller creators up and share the footage, I fully trust that they grabbed it off of that website, and there she showed that that's where it was. She wasn't edited so that it was different or anything. So I hear you, Sel. See, AWP handled this case completely wrong. They've made enough money with their speculative. See, that's what, they've made a lot of money. But, this person saying, I'll show you what's being said. I'm not saying I agree at all. I'm not dogging them. This reward situation for me is odd. And I would think that it would be really shitty to sue a family. So I am supportive of what AWP does. I think it's wonderful to bring answers to families and stuff. But when it comes to money and greed, I'm not a big fan of that. So that's all I'll say about it, I guess. But I am going to show you what was said by a lot of other people because she can, I guess she was interested in that situation because she explains it pretty deep. Cambria, I think such videos allow for anyone to see in it what they want, bad quality, distance, etc. Right. But I am glad that now we know there's footage. I just think that it's strange that we were lied to by Placer. And I have a lot of questions about the Placer, department. I really do. I'm curious why they were not, like they were completely excluded in the investigation of her death or possible, whatever you want to say. I just think it's really weird. I wonder if there is a conflict of interest. And if there is a conflict of interest, then why on earth were they ever in charge of the missing person case? You know what I mean? But I want to share with you what Plunder said on her channel. We will react to it. I'll give you my comments, my thoughts, and I want to hear your thoughts. But she did talk about a lot of things, and maybe it will remind me, because I had like several things I wanted to bring up to you guys that I have found over the last few days. Okay, here we go. Drop the music real quick. Okay. So I'm sure most of you know Plunder. Her link should also be down in the comments. This is her channel. Let's see. Deleted Find Kiely website. Sami Smith's friend's mom speaks out. Open discussion. What happened to them? Kiely Rodni, Debbie Collier, Devin Clark, yada, yada, yada. Squirrel Girl Crime Talk. Yeah, okay. That's the person that is advocating for this. Wait, maybe not. Hang on. Wait. Let's see. Squirrel Girl Crime Talk. Squirrel Girl Crime Talk. That's such a name there. No offense. Is a YouTube creator who says she used her own money to buy a memorial bench that she will travel to California to have installed in the honor of 16-year-old girl who was found submerged in, well, Kiely Rodni, obviously. I'm not just going to call her a girl. Read more. Oh, well, that's all it says. Okay. And she says there that the findkiely.com website was deleted. Let's listen to her here. Again, I don't really agree with a lot of the stuff that she says here.
That is hoping to help Adventures with Purpose get what the petitioner believes they deserve.
I think she's already said who it was.
Rodni's family is striking back. Let's talk about everything still going on in the Kiely Rodni case. Today is Tuesday, October 4th, and I'm wondering if Adventures with Purpose will have to threaten another lawsuit in order to get the reward for finding
that statement. I'm wondering if AWP will have to threaten another lawsuit to get their reward. Okay. We're all fully aware that the GoFundMe was not created by Lindsay or Kiely's father or her family in general. It was created by people who cared about that family and cared about Kiely, from my understanding. The Find Kiely website was created by a friend of the family. The money was put up by many, many, many people across the world. And then it was also returned, mind you. And why? Why did it have to be returned so quickly? Well, because we had a rich rapper who thinks he's, God's gift to earth, I suppose, or he did at this time. Hopefully he's doing much better by now. But he was making really, really terrible accusations and conspiracy theories and threats and defaming the family and Kiely Rodni herself, as well as other people, other YouTube creators. And it caused such a hysteria. It caused officers so many more obstacles in their investigation, because they have all these tips coming in about stuff that doesn't have anything to do whatsoever with what happened with Kiely. And it just caused so many problems. But that's what I want to remind you. And she doesn't bring it up, that it was returned like that because of that. Maybe it would have been given to AWP had that not been going on at that time. I mean, you got to question that. And she did not mention it. And I think that it should be mentioned. But it sounds like, to me, it sounds like she also thinks that they should get this reward and it should come out of Lindsay's pocket. That's how I felt. I'm sorry. I don't mean to put words in her mouth, but you just listen and you'll see.
Kiely Rodni that they were promised. I want to talk about that $75,000. That's up.
She says that they were promised.
in the air, and a change.org petition going around that's getting more popular that is hoping to help Adventures with Purpose get what the petitioner believes they deserve, and how Kiely Rodni's family is striking back at that petition for an odd reason.
Yeah, I like plunder. I'm not saying I don't. I'm just saying that sometimes we have to be careful of the words we choose when talking about certain situations that extend from things like what happened with Kiely Rodni. You have to be very careful in the words you use, because it's just like the mainstream media. You use one certain word and it spreads a new agenda, and it puts supporters' minds in one direction. Like they're going to be really supportive of this and possibly attack that family. And I think they've been attacked a lot. I mean, when you look at what happened with Kiely, no matter how her family reacted, no matter how they are as people, I do not believe that her family had anything to do with what happened. Have they made weird choices and so on? Yes, but that does not make them guilty of anything other than maybe being odd people from what you think is normal. I do have a lot of questions, though. It's really evolving around Placer and Nevada County. I am curious if Nevada County leaked this footage just to let us know, hey, so Placer lied to you guys. So is there a conflict of interest? Did they do something wrong in this investigation? Were they covering for somebody? Or, I mean, maybe Nevada didn't do this. Maybe some really amazing Samaritan tipped somebody off to go and look for this. I don't know, but we'll talk about it a little more after we watch the rest of this.
The use of Kiely's photos, the same photos that were on the flyer that the family urged all of us to.
Right. Plunder may not want anything to do with Ryan, but just if you watch this and you listen to what she says, like I was telling you, I think it's important to bring that with it, because, you know, it adds a lot of fire adds a lot of fuel to the fire.
To spread around when Kiely went missing. Let's talk about Adventures with Purpose showing up on Dr. Phil yesterday. And I want to talk about Sami Smith a little bit more. Sammy's a friend of.
And you guys already know, yeah, I support Xana May a lot, and I don't agree with what happened with her either.
Kiely Rodni's, and recently a mother to one of Sammy's friends gave a very long interview to another YouTube creator that gave us even more details about what Sami told her.
And how many of you knew that they had went on Dr. Phil? We'll look at that in just a moment, but let's continue.
And we can glean might have happened to Kiely that fateful night. We can also touch on the fact that as of this filming, Sami has wiped all of the videos off of her TikTok. So perhaps
that's been done for some time. We looked at that a couple weeks ago.
This mom of her friend, a woman named Megan Cole, gave to Sami. And the advice she gave to Sami was via.
That's another thing. I've been reaching out to Megan, who is a friend of Sammy's mother. So it's Sammy's friend's mom's what I'm trying to say. And she was on IckedMel early on. And then she done some other interviews. And I know that she has been getting a lot of attacks lately. And I spoke to IckedMel, and I told him, you know, that I would like to speak with her. And he was, you know, he didn't give me any information or anything like that. But he said he would let her know. And so, Megan, if you're watching this, you can come on my platform and speak without being harassed or assaulted. I won't allow that type of behavior in any way, shape, or form. And I do want to hear what you've got to say, and I want to provide you support and let you know that there are creators on this platform that do not act like monsters. And there are people here to support you so that you don't have to go off of the world of the internet and hide somewhere and be depressed and upset. You have support, and I'm willing to help you in any way. I want to hear what you've got to say. I think it's super important. But yeah, let's continue.
A YouTube video called Open Discussion, What Happened to Them? Kiely Rodni, Debbie Collier, Devin Clark, Lyric Woods, by a great new YouTube creator. And even though I am following, for example, the Debbie Collier case too.
No, I think it's okay that AWP makes money for what they do. I'm in support of that all the way. But I'm not supportive of a family being sued for money being returned that wasn't even their money, if you see what I'm saying.
Is fiery passionate about getting justice for Kiely, sucking me back in with so much to research. First off, let's get this GoFundMe reward business.
Right. Usually they don't
way.
take rewards and stuff, but they have, and they do if they are.
Girl Crime Talk is fiery passionate about getting justice.
Squirrel Girl Crime Talk is the person that is fiery passionate about this. But yeah, they usually just take it if it's offered, right? If it's offered to them willingly. That's what they stated. Did they follow Ellie's protocol? Was it okay to show? Okay, yeah. See,
creator named Squirrel Girl.
I think that maybe some things in the video was
getting justice for Kiely and having her honored in a nice way. The Squirrel Girl Crime Talk YouTube creator has said she used her own money to purchase a type of memorial bench for Kiely in her memory to honor her. And Squirrel Girl says that she will even pay on her own dime to travel to California to have that bench.
You're absolutely right, Aries Dragon.
Of the 16-year-old Kiely Rodni who lost her life.
But how many of you knew about this, that this was going on, that there's a thing on change.org, which I did pull that up. Let's see. Is this the article? Okay, that's the article. But here's the petition. We're going to stop that for just a moment to look at it. But yeah, you're right. They use names and people and whatnot to grow the views. Adventures with Purpose should be paid the $75,000 reward for recovering missing teen, it says. On August the 7th of 2022, a GoFundMe campaign was started with the consent of the beneficiary. Okay, so what they're saying is, and they do normally authorities will tell these families if they've got a missing child or someone missing in their family, they'll let them know, especially out in California, you can be held liable. If you put up or you support a reward, you can be sued for that amount by the person that, if a person finds your family member, they can sue you for that money. Is it right though? I don't really necessarily think so. But also at the same time, if you put up a reward, I do think that if somebody finds your loved one, that you should pay them that possibly. But in this situation, I just wanted to bring up what happened and why the money was refunded most likely. Let's see. Hey, Justice for Janie. Let's see. It's the right. I do think that if you offer a reward, you should give the reward to the person that finds it. But they didn't. The money had been returned after all the conspiracy theories, threats, defamation, and all of that. I believe that is why they chose to send the money that was on GoFundMe back. I do believe that. So it's like iffy waters. It's hard because you got to feel for the family, and you also have to appreciate AWP for going out and finding her, right? I'm on Zab Girl's channel. Send her a bingo birthday card. What? Mel, I am on Zab's channel. Send her bingo birthday card. I don't know what that is. I was on for a little while earlier and couldn't stand it. I won't go on there anymore. I don't go there at all now. Let's see. It's the same bird. Let's see. Same blind support as with Ryan of Church. However, more buy into it because they were the ones who found her. I am glad that they found her, though, and I do appreciate what they do. I've always had my questions about Jared, but I do think that Doug's heart is in the right place, and I think he's a good feller. I know that he's had a past. He's went to jail before, but a lot of people have. I don't want to be one of those people that, just talks down about everybody just because, whatever. So anyways, let's continue. To raise funds to offer a reward for any information that leads to the finding, then missing daughter of the GoFundMe beneficiary named above. The $75,000 reward was offered and was advertised on the official website. It was given to numerous media outlets. It was printed on flyers, banners, and other means of advertisement. That is true. After several failed attempts by multiple dive teams and law enforcement agencies, which is really strange. Another thing I want to talk about when we talk about Placer. We'll get there. Let's see. After several failed attempts by multiple dive teams and law enforcement agencies, the search effort ceased and the missing teen was not found. After much public outcry for help to find the missing teen, an independent volunteer dive team offering services at no charge to families, Adventures with Purpose, traveled to last known location and located the missing teen inside of a car underwater. Adventures with Purpose diver Nick Wren located the missing teen on August the 21st of 2022. The wording of the GoFundMe campaign was abruptly edited from "Help find the missing teen, bring home the missing teen" to "Support for the family of the missing teen," and the GoFundMe campaign was ended with a final total balance of $63,272. It was known to the family and local law enforcement that the dive team was going to be searching for the missing teen. As of this date, at 4:42 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, on September the 28th of 2022, the last statement from Doug Bishop from AWP commented in writing, "We did not receive any reward on this case from the GoFundMe. AWP found the missing teen and brought the missing girl home." This quote was just one of the stated purposes of the GoFundMe campaign. The reward of $75,000 should be paid even if there was not a fundraiser. It was advertised. This petition is not being created by any request made by AWP. They have been and are currently willing to accept any reward that is presented to them. This petition was created on behalf of everyone that supports the AWP movement and for those that donated their personal money to the GoFundMe Reward Fund. For proof of the claims made above, visit Squirrel Girl Crime Talk on YouTube. Note from Squirrel Girl: a personal thank you to all of you that are a part of the true crime community. Yada yada. I appreciate. But again, all of the money was returned to the people that donated the money to the GoFundMe. From what I have gathered from the things that were said and put out, it was supposed to be returned to the families and people that donated. I prefer RU cough up to 100K to AWP. First, I didn't think they should take it from them, but now let him give it and start paying for all he has done. Yeah, I think Ryan Upchurch should be responsible for the reward as well. I think that's something we should do. We should start a petition for Ryan Upchurch to pay the reward, since he's the reason that it was pulled and then refunded. And I mean, I really do. I think that's a great idea, Melody. AWP does it because AWP does deserve a reward since it was offered. I don't think, though, that the family should be sued for that reward since they also did not get the funds. They returned them to the people. So I do think that Ryan, since he's responsible for that whole shitty situation and caused so much bullshit and everything, I think he should be the one to pay it. That's a wonderful, lovely idea. And it could maybe help Ryan, and then maybe he could get some therapy and turn things around. So yeah, great idea. He said he would give them the Hellcat. Yeah, I know, and I don't think that ever occurred. He said it, like he said in one video, we remember early on, he was getting it ready for them. And then he ignored them, all that stuff. Then they spoke on Zav Girl. Then he talked about how they were possibly offering him the opportunity to do their little jingle, their intro song. We've not really heard much about that. And at that same time, again, he was talking about the Hellcat getting ready to be sent to them. Also said he was asked to write an intro. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Yeah. He said that they may be offering him the opportunity to apply for that, for that opportunity. And that's kind of gross, and it says a lot. And I really hope they wouldn't do that. But I
just think he personally sucks.
I know, Eric. A lot of people think he sucks now because he does. He's an awful person. I know. So I found this article. And I wanted to look over it with you guys because it was about her. It's like the memorial they had for her. I bid you good night. Family, friends gathered to say goodbye to Truckee teen Kiely Rodni. There's this little short clip here. I hope they don't.
And I bid you good night. Good night. Good night.
I absolutely will, Sandy Jersey girl.
My dear daughter.
Of course, because let me explain that. Here's the thing. We know who is being investigated. We know who had to get a lawyer. We know who has not been cleared by the FBI. And we know who is just a YouTube creator that went out to gain content for other creators that she supported and was really trying to do a good thing. And it's like they're pointing the finger at Zanime because it's the easy thing to do. And it's like the popular thing to do because Ryan Upchurch is the one that started it. And so the way I feel about it, the locals in Truckee who love Sami and stuff and don't want to believe that she could have anything to do with this. And I do want to tell you, I worked at a jail. I worked there for 6 years. I booked in grandpas, preachers, daughters, mothers, sisters, brothers that committed murder, that committed assault, that committed many, many, many things. And I also want to tell you that none of their family or no one wanted to believe it, right?
Killer don't look like a
Yeah,
killer.
nobody really looks like a killer most of the time. Most of the time, killers just look like normal people. And what it is, it's like you're either team Zanime or team Sami. That's the way it's been cut. It's been cut down the middle, and that's thanks to Ryan Upchurch as well. So again, another reason why I believe he should pay AWP the $75,000 reward. You do the same to Sami. Others do the same to Zanime. Think about what. But listen, Zanime was not there. Sami was. Sami claimed to be really close to Kiely when she wasn't. And I know what I know. I went to school for all of this. I also was an officer for 3 years. I worked at a jail for 6. And I can tell you from the information I gained in college that people who make themselves seem closer to somebody who is missing or murdered or dead, that's a big red flag, okay? She claimed to be there with her all night, attached at the hip all night. That's a big red flag because,
They say she come home so cold.
yeah, then also Megan and people from Truckee, locals I have spoke to, said that whole gossip going around about Sami coming home soaking wet, that it was absolutely true. So I don't know that for sure, but I have been told that it is a fact. I know the truth is Zanime go. Yes, Zanime went to help. Like she was not there at all. Police are investigating. They have called people in for questioning people. There's certain people who have gotten lawyers. And Zanime is not one of those. So again, here we go.
Good night. And I bid you good night. Good night. Good night. Lay down, my dear daughter. Lay down and take your rest. Won't you lay your
I do want to admit, some of the things that we looked at today, this and some others, like there was a press conference where Lindsay was holding Sami and she was wearing these big Sami was wearing these big baggy jeans and her like team member shirt and all that. It was strange. Then so many strange things. But again, like I said, it really doesn't mean that, anybody is guilty of anything. It is strange. I think that Lindsay probably doesn't want to believe that any of these people could hurt her child. And I hate it for her because I do believe that she is going to be absolutely destroyed if this investigation is handled properly, like I believe it is being handled properly. And that comes from really trying to get in touch with people who have good information that are there and would know more than me across the country. And basing it off of what locals and some very close people to what's going on would know. Because YouTubers and their theories and stuff is not going to help. It doesn't help. Ryan needs, and when I do talk about Sami, I try to be respectful. I try to give you guys my educated, experienced opinion, not slanderous, not, disrespectful. It's my professional opinion. Let's see. And also facts. When we find facts, I'll share with you, or even if it's just an article or something that's come out, we'll look at that. See, Ryan needs to go write more songs and stay away from this case. Absolutely.
He needs to quit fucking running.
He just needs to quit. He just needs to retire, I think. Yeah. Because I don't think I could listen to his music anymore. I can't watch his videos anymore. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what I guess there's still people out there that just don't care, but I ain't one of them. I think what he's done to Sami, to Kiely, especially to Kiely's family, to Kiely's memory, to the investigation on this little girl, I think it's dangerous. And it almost brings into question, why did he do that? Like, that's almost suspicious. Yeah, I mean, he is a famous rapper that runs around the world. Where was he at that night? And of course, he's just releasing music because he's caused this big ruckus and he's got eyes on him. This is the thing. He lost subscribers, but we don't get paid for subscribers, right? People don't get paid for subscribers. If you look at his view hours and his views, that's what he gets paid for. And he likes to claim, I'll never ask you for money. I don't make money. I don't monetize. His channel is monetized. And when you look at his social blade, holy moly. Let me just share that with you once again. His numbers, his views, the money that he's going to be getting from this is outrageous. So honestly, $75,000 in reward to AWP and his Hellcat is not even enough. And then the money he's going to be making off of his music, because people will be, wanting to listen or whatever. It's crazy. Let's see, like locking girls in the basement, creepy. Yeah, it is. He went really far with this. Like, why? There has to be a reason other than just his music. Like, I don't know. Probably not, but it is pretty damn creepy. And it's super reckless and just awful. Let's see. They were 12 and already knew what they would and would never do when they grew up. Okay. So this is talking about when they moved there. Kiely Rodni walked down the long road from her house just outside of the mountain town of Truckee, California, with the girl who would become her best friend. The girls had just been introduced by their parents but talked for hours that first night. They were 12 and already knew that they would and would never, what they would and would never do when they grew up. Is that not a strange ass statement? They were 12 and already knew what they would and would never do when they grew up. Okay, and remember, Magdalena said she was only there for 10 minutes. And Kiely only knew Sami because Magdalena had gotten to know her and introduced her to Sami recently for the party. Okay, so here again, I'm going to read that to you one last time. They were 12 years old and already knew what they would and would never do when they grew up. Why would you say that? What are you saying? That they wouldn't hurt one another? Why are you saying that? I had no idea I would one day be growing up without her. When you lose somebody really close to you, like when I lost Aiden, for instance, you have to realize it's permanent. They're never coming back, and you're going to have to live the rest of your life without that person. So that is something that I can relate to. I understand. Same with my father. Any of you that have lost someone you love, I'm sure you also had to realize that. But still, yet this statement up here is very strange. They were 12 and already knew what they would and would never do. That is really strange. Magdalena Larson, who was one of a few people who talked about Kiely during a community service in Truckee on Saturday for the teen, who was found in her car in Placer Reservoir on August 21st. I thought she was found on 22nd. I remember her laugh, her love, and her favorite word, fabulous, Magdalena said. Fabulous. That's a beautiful word. Another aspect of Kiely's personality, like you can imagine, that's fabulous. I'm sure she was so spunky. Yeah. Yeah, 12-year-olds would talk about all kinds of things, but dude, what they would and what, like, I mean, that statement's just strange. Like, why are you saying that? Are you saying that they wouldn't hurt, like kill the other? This is a family living life all about nature. I know. I mean, I get that. Yes. I was talked about PP, Brittany. How he's fixated on Patrick or heard of her. Right. We all know that it's Ryan. But guys, listen, okay? This is important stuff. Kiely, 16, went missing on August the 6th after being last seen at a party of teens and young people at the PLACER Family Campground, a popular meetup spot for teens. The cause of Kiely's death has not been released as rumors swirl in a case that continues to rock the close-knit town of Truckee. Law enforcement says it could be weeks or longer before their investigation is complete. The service featured multiple musical performances. We know about all that. Kiely was a talented musician and started playing the fiddle and the... Yeah, she was really musically talented. That is for sure. You could tell that her family really, really put their love and effort into being sure that she had a lot of skills for her life. And it's so sad that her life is cut so short. She lived all her life singing songs and telling jokes, said Kiely's mother, Lindsay Rodni Neiman. Rodni Neiman talked about Kiely and shared a few little details of the life that she lived. She said when Kiely was 7, she would only bathe in a creek near their home. Oh, Kiely hated the winter, but was the first to suggest December pond skating, she said. Kiely went to Europe for the first time when she was 2 and had been back two more times. She traveled to Pompeii and Iceland and swam in the I can't say that, Galapagos. I know I'm butchering that. I'm so sorry. Kiely, who graduated a year early from Forest Charter High School in Truckee. It's a homeschool. She was homeschooled until the 8th grade, this says. Who graduated a year early from so it would have been Forest Charter High School in Truckee, but she was only homeschooled until she was in the 8th grade. Because it stated that she was being homeschooled, and that's how she graduated a year early. She knew the freedom of travel and the helplessness of being trapped at home, her mother said. At the end of the service, Rodni Neiman sang a version of I Bid You Good Night, an 1871 hymn written by Sarah Dudney, and later turned into a popular song by the Grateful Dead. Okay.
Oh my God, so her mommy was a deadhead. I could totally tell. I bet she was.
You could tell she was really into music. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I don't believe that Kiely was even ringing. Of course, I'm just my opinion. Sad that I don't think she was either. And my personal investigation has led to the theories that I have that are not actually, I have to put it as theoretical, right? But I often just give the facts of what's put out here. And I try to, bring your eyes to things that are really important and share this information. For those of you that are like really wishing that this was just an accident, I hate to tell you, but most likely, even if it was an accident in the beginning, it didn't turn into that, okay? And I just want everyone to be prepared for the information that we're getting ready to hear soon. So just be prepared, and I hate it for her family. Guys, if you haven't, please make sure you hit the like button. I would greatly appreciate it. And maybe hit the share for everyone to be able to see this information that's put out. Let's see. Did you hear that Kiely's mother was once the superintendent? Something like that for the homeschool Kiely attended and may have helped in her graduating early. Let me show you guys a video I shared a couple weeks ago, actually. It was just a short. Actually, it was a TikTok in the beginning. One moment here. Videos. Because they put out a statement, and there was creators that were sharing it like it was new. It was not new. It was from a year ago. Hold on, let's see. Forest Academy School. Here it is. My computer battery's getting low, so we're going to have to hurry up, and I'll tie things up and finish what I was going to talk about tomorrow, I guess. Where's my volume? Oh, here it is. Busts. Many people have speculated that. I need to start it over. I guess I'll have to refresh it. But I want to share this with you guys because they put out a statement like a year ago about fentanyl. So I'm curious of when her mother was the superintendent. October 2nd, 2020. Kiely Rodni's homeschool academy, Forest Charter School, put out a memo about the fentanyl epidemic. Recently, the Placer County Sheriff's Department's been making many fentanyl busts. Many people have speculated that fentanyl could have been involved in Kiely's case. There was the statement they put out. See, recently, the Nevada County Sheriff's Office has received numerous reports of opiate overdoses. So far this year, 20 of these reports have resulted in death. But you can see their fentanyl. Fentanyl is a powerful synthetic opioid. I can't even say that word right this moment. Oh God, I can't do it. That is like morphine, but it's 50 to 100 times more potent. In some cases, pure powder fentanyl, the size of a few grains of salt, can be fatal. There have been numerous cases where law enforcement officers across the country have unknowingly come into contact with the drug and overdosed themselves. So I want to tell you, this was on their actual, like the school website a year ago. I truly appreciate the calmness in your live streams. It's incredibly refreshing. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do. So, like, I just want to state again, when we talk about any aspect of this or any person, you got to remember who was there that night and who was with her that night. What happened that night? Why were we told that there were no cameras? We were told that by who? The Placer County Sheriff's Department, right? Okay. So then Kiely's found. After, again, let me state this to you. They acted as if they searched so hard, okay? We know that Kiely's phone last pinged literally on the shore right before the water where her car was found. Literally right there. And now in law enforcement, when you're being taught about finding people, we know to follow the phone data. Any phone pings, that's your guideline right there. Bam. That is protocol, okay? And they acted as if they searched so hard. I know the water was reducing, and she was only in 14 feet of water, 55 feet from the shore, right? But it hadn't reduced a whole lot. I mean, they still should have been able to find her car. There was videos that came out, drone footage that showed Kiely's car, and people, they didn't do anything about it. Yeah, that was how the AWP, kind of, yeah. But anyways, so what I'm saying here, they then, when they knew that Adventures with Purpose was coming out to find Kiely Rodni, they tried their very best to ensure them that they had searched PLACER so strategically, so carefully, in a grid form, that there was no way on earth she was there. It was as if they were telling them, don't search there. You don't need to search there. Just like how Ryan inferred things like, we know he does, like attacking people. He'll infer for his people to do that, right? Inferring things, right? They tried to infer to AWP that PLACER had been searched so well that they would rather them use their resources and time on other local lakes. But instead, AWP said, well, if we haven't searched it, then it hasn't been searched. And that's not to be egotistic. But thankfully, they do things that way because then they found her. Why did they almost tell them not to search it? Why did they tell us there were no cameras out there when we now know there are cameras out there? Because they're fire cams. And there's 2 of them I know of so far that show what happened that night. So they should have had access to those cameras straight away. But yet they still didn't find her. They still didn't find her, you guys. Megan, on one of her interviews, stated that there was actually a 911 call possibly placed. But yet when you go on different, sites where you can listen to past scanners, like, the Nevada County fire rescue, all that, like the 911 calls and stuff, there's nothing on there about it. But she said that there was. So my question is, why didn't anyone call 911 that night? So maybe someone told her that 911 was called, and I'm assuming who that was based off of who she's speaking for, which is Sami. So 911 actually wasn't called, and there were definitely cars that were close and saw what happened. They went through the area before it happened. They were like right around the area when she went in, when the car went in. And then they come back and canvassed it once more, like, and shining their lights out towards the water. So they definitely saw it. They wouldn't have been shining their lights out towards the water looking if they didn't see it. You know what I'm saying? So these people did not call 911. They didn't make any statements to the authorities that we know of. But did Placer actually know, and were they just purposely not finding Kiely? Is that why Nevada County was put over this investigation, like by the FBI and all that? Why they are not allowed to be part of it? Is there some sort of like wrongdoing? Is this purposeful? Did they purposefully waste their time and energy, resources, so that nobody would find her? Because, you know, they were milking the clock there, it seemed. They said they searched so good, but then we hear locals saying that they barely searched. Where's my computer charger at? I don't know, you guys, but my computer's getting ready to go down. We will pick this back up tomorrow evening. Watch for notifications. Be sure you're subscribed with the notification bell on set to all. If you don't care, please like this video. I'm going to do more research tonight. I'm going to be speaking with a certain person tonight that I promised I would keep anonymous. But they claim to have really good information, and I will be verifying that person to ensure that, you know, they are who they say they are. Sami said the music stopped. Yeah, the music stopped. Also, I want to talk about the photo that I had been clearing up with Justin and going over with you guys, and then comparing it to the TikTok and the photo. We'll do it tomorrow, but it's really important that we do this. I love you guys. Make sure you're subscribed. Be sure you hit the like button. Thank you for being here. I appreciate each one of you. I'm going to come back to the screen before we go. Make sure to read your comments. Okay. If you would like to support Mysteriously Brittany or our goals and future and helping others, you can do so by donating to my Cash App, which is linked on my bio somewhere. I want to thank you. Thank you for all the compliments. I appreciate it. But please say a prayer for Jalissa Fuentes' family. I want to be very grateful to the chief of police that didn't stop until she was found. And just please put out prayers for her family. And yeah, let's see. I love your channel. I hope you stay off of Psycho. I love Psychobabble, but you know, I try to be reasonable. So, all right. You guys have a wonderful night. Be safe. Hold your family tight. And yeah, we'll pick back up tomorrow. Watch for notifications and make sure you're subscribed. Have a good night. Love you guys. Mwah. Toodles.